Let's pay homage to the lineage gurus. Homage to the Venerable Mang Liaoming. Homage to Master Sakya Tsongkhong. Homage to His Holiness the 16th Karmapa. And homage to Master Dubten Dorji. Homage to the three jewels of the altar. Homage to the main deity of the good practice today, Guru Padmasambhava. Sumo, Tenzin Katso, Tupten Siddhi, Tupten Kama, all Dhamma masters, Dhamma lecturers, Dhamma teachers, Dhamma instructors, Dhamma teaching assistants, temple and center directors, and all disciples present here and over the internet. Good evening, everyone. How do you do?
I still Hola amigo, que quiero mucho. Going, Jiva, Kimoji, Jimmy, Yapi, Pudding Pudding, Omawa.
Just now, we watch TBSN's announcement for book 306, and that is the flow of divine creation. So it's truly divine creation. And Grandmaster always have some surprising things. Like this past 2 weeks, I became the king of cough. Yes. As soon as I started to cough, it's 2 weeks already. 2 weeks is very short. I heard that there are 100 days cough. So you have to cough for 100 days, so that's over 3 months. So 2 weeks is nothing, but the sound of my cough is very loud. Every time I cough at home, the neighbor's dog would bark back. So whenever I cough, the dog would bark, and back and forth and back and forth. The dogs thought that I was talking to them. And Master Lian Qi, did you hear? So the dog's barks are similar to my cough. So that's the divine creation. I am the great king for everything, including coughing. Whenever I cough, the whole cafeteria is shaking, and everybody would glare at me. So everything is very sensational.
307已经写好。
So recently I have completed the 307th book.
307写的是幽灵怪谈。
And the title is the a strange
那写好以后再
a discussion of the spirits. And after the 307th, I would write the 308th, and that's the eternal star.
就是听了那一首歌，一个晚上。
And that's after hearing that song for the whole night, out of nowhere, a song was played. And I heard it for the whole night.
然后才跟我讲了一句话。
And then told me a statement. Lula Mutta.
你要记住 Lula Mutta。
You must remember Lula Mutta.
后来我问莲传上师。
And then later I asked Master Lian Chuan, what is Lula Mutta?
莲传上师去查。
And Master Lian Chuan checked the Sanskrit.
就是合一啊。
That Lula Mutta means unity
原来就是密教。
or union.
就是合一。
It turns out to be Tantric Buddhist, which means union. So I find these two words to be wonderful. Because every time in our Dharma practice, the important point is to be in union with our own yidam or main deity, to be in union with our own guru, to be in union with our own protector. Being in union with your guru, then you can enter the realm of the guru. When you're in union with the protector, then you can go to the realm of the protector. When you're in union with your yidam or main deity, you can return to your own origin. Therefore, to be in union is extremely important. But don't be in union with Grandmaster's cough. Because if you do, when I cough, you also cough and everybody coughs. Then that's equality. Luckily, the Seattle temple has no dogs. Otherwise, they would bark too, and then we'll be in union. I have a thought. What should I write in my 308th book? I have written that so much that I have nothing more to write. So finally, I had nothing else to do. I will write reminiscing of my past love. Reminiscing my past love, romances. So I write everything about my romantic love. And I'm also number one in love.
幼稚园的时候我就初恋。
I had my first love when I was in
那时候才
kindergarten.
5岁啊。
At that time, I was 5.
你5岁你就谈恋爱？
That's shocking.
5岁你懂得什么？
I was dating already when I was 5. Do you understand anything when you're 5? When you were 5?
请问你们5岁你们在做什么？
What do you do when you were 5? How much do you understand? How much did you understand? When I was 5, I was in the kindergarten.
我第一天上课，
The first day of school,
一个桌子，
there was a desk with 2 stools.
我旁边坐的是一个
Next to
小女
me,
生，
they sat a little girl.
我不敢写出她的真名啊，
I don't dare to write her real
不
name.
要把她真名写出来，因为
Don't write her real name because if she's still alive now,
差不多就也是80几岁。
it would be the same age, around 80.
如果没有活着，
If she's passed, it's okay to write her real name.
哦，那小女生，
That little girl
长得好漂亮，
was very beautiful,
前面是刘海，
with the what's that called? Not ponytail. With a bang and black hair, very white
都百叶
collared skirt and shirt and
Epulon
what's this called? And a skirt
Epulon 就是像
and wearing an apron.
但是挂在脖子上，这边用别针别着一
That's
条手帕， 上面写
that's hang on the
大
neck,
同幼稚园，
and there's a handkerchief pin on it, and with the Ta Thong kindergarten, and there's a name, and on the desk there's also her name. And she's wearing a pleated skirt.
他就拿着笔呀，
So on the
那个
first
上画一
day,
条线，
she used a pen to draw a line in the middle of the desk and told me, "Your hand cannot pass this line."
我小时候很守规矩的，
When I was little, I
我
was
没有伸过去，
very obedient. I listened.
对，那怎么会发生这种事情？
So how could that happen?
有一天，他跟我讲话，
And one day, she spoke to me
他说：“你偷看我。”
and she said, "Oh, you peek at
他
me."
回答：“你没有看我，怎么知道我看你啊？”
And I said, "If you did not peek at me, how do you know that I still glance at you?"
他跟我讲：“你怎么那么守规矩？”
And she told me, "Why do you always play by the rules?"
然后他讲
And then she said,
我的问题，我说
"Oh, she didn't answer
你没
my
有看我
question
怎么知道我看你？
because when I asked
他没有回答我。
if you don't look at sneak a look at me. How do you know that I still glance at you? And she did not reply.
他只是讲说，
And then she said,
我看你哦，
I see you are clean
像一
and
般
tight
臭男生，
and neat, not just like all those stinky
像
men.
一般的臭男生一样哎，很好玩。
So that was a lot of fun.
好了，再来就是有一次，
And then one time,
他把妈妈的这个
she
痛
brought
棍啊
her mom's powder, face powder,
就是妈妈在涂脸的那一种，
you know, face powder that you put on the face.
再来又
She brought her mom's to the kindergarten,
是这样，
and in class she was powdering her
然后
face.
看我在看他，
And then she
他就
saw me looking at her, and then
我就
she
伸过来哎，
extended her hand
一
and
下，我说男生是不化
and
妆
then
的，
put it on my
只有女生
face.
才化妆，
And I
男
said,
生不化妆，
Men don't use those powder, only
给我
women.
碰一下，
But
我
she
就抓住
did,
他的手，
and I held her
我说你
hand,
怎么可以抓我的手？
and she said, How could you hold my hand?
后来我手就松开，
And so I let loose my
换他
hand,
抓我的手，
and she caught my hand instead. She held my
开
hand.
始开始，
And from that time,
我的手都麻，
my hand
这就是
my hand felt numb all over, tingling. That was
这就是我
5 years old. That was the springtime in the kindergarten.
我们两个人都是，好，最后变得非
And the
常
two of us became very intimate.
我去过他家，
And I went to her house,
他爸爸穿西装的，
and
妈妈穿旗袍，
her dad was wearing a suit. Her mom was wearing a qipao. Rich family, big house. The dad was a president
他也到过
of company. And she's visited my home too.
宿舍，
That was the dormitory of the power company, a small one.
过来一个学期以后，
After a semester,
我很高兴的，又去上幼稚园，
I happily went to the kindergarten again.
隔壁的椅子已经没有人，
And the stool
他
next
都没有来，
on the desk, there was nobody waiting. I was waiting for a long time, and she never showed up.
原来他全家
And it turned out that the whole family
搬到台北去。
moved to
那时
Taipei.
候我们幼稚园是在
Our kindergarten was in Kaohsiung then,
我们
and
在
she moved to the north, and we stayed in the south.
他的妈妈写了一个纸条，
Her mom wrote a note to the teacher
说他们搬到北部去了。
telling them that they have moved to the north. And there's a note for Seng Yan Lu from the mother
他说他们走了，这个
saying that they have left. The little girl has left,
跟我告别，
didn't have a chance to say goodbye.
就是这样。
That's how it was.
幼稚园的春天就结束了。
My springtime in the kindergarten has ended.
这样算不算是初恋？
Is that considered my first love?
才一个学期耶。
Just for one semester.
她长得很漂亮。
She's really beautiful. 2 big eyes.
黑色的眼睛，眼珠子。
Black
深
eyes.
深长。
Very deep.
这白皙的皮肤啊，都会放光。
Fair and soft skin that's very radiant and luminous.
她的笑
And her smile
甜美。
is very sweet and beautiful.
那个初恋啊，是忘不了。
The first love is unforgettable.
来是偶然，去也是偶然。
It came by chance and
人生都是
it went by chance. The human life is also by chance or coincidental or serendipity. Everything
从此以
is
后
an illusion.
就没有看见她。
From then on, I've never seen her again.
但现在我还有5岁的记忆。
But I still have the memory of my 5-year-old
真实的
me.
名字叫林艳玉。
Her real name was Lin Yan-yi.
我在书里面不用她的名字。
But in the book, I did not write her real name.
有一天突然，一个老太婆找上我，
Because I'm scared that one day there's an old lady looking for me.
她如果告我诽谤，我就死。
And then accuse me of defamation, then I would be
真
dead.
的耶，
Really.
很有感情哦。
It's a lot of full of feeling. I'm very
我会把它写出来，我一生当中的这些情啊，一个一个把它写。
I will write all my love stories one by
最重要一
one.
个人物，就是他家有3个姐妹，
The most
老大叫
important
高纯之，老二叫高纯
person was
清，老
3
三叫高
sisters.
纯清。
There are 3 Kao Chun Qing. They live behind the
台新德业，
power company dormitory.
我写了一张卡片，
Jing Tai Chun Sui.
一张卡片，
And I wrote a card.
没有人的时候丢到他的家里。
When there was nobody around, I threw it into their house. I liked the youngest
因为
one.
他信，
I
他
liked.
们全家人都信基督教，
They were all Christian.
所以我当然去先信基督教。
That's why I became a Christian.
对，我只有
What else would I do?
那也是小学时候发生的事情。
That was in elementary school.
我的妹妹跟
My younger sister, classmate to Gao Chun Xin.
我在台湾离藏寺的时候，
When I was at the Taiwan Lijiang Temple, my younger sister invited Gao Chun Xin
台湾离
to
藏
come to the Taiwan Temple. And Gao Chunxin said, it's better not to show up. Otherwise, why? She gave my younger sister a photo. This is Gao Chunxin. And she showed it to me, and I said, yeah, it's best not to come. The face of apple face, an innocent face now becomes a water barrel. Then how about yourself? Therefore, things in the world are all impermanent. Everything is ever changing constantly, and they are all illusory. There is not a thing that is real. All of this is just reminiscence. Or remembrances, so all attachments of the past, don't keep it in mind. That's the same as the flow of divine creation. It's just a play of the human world. It's the same with love, attachments, or affections. Don't be so attached. For the moment, it's extremely sweet, and you just enjoy the sweetness. And then, when it's gone, then let it be. So, remembering these things, then you think that you can let go afflictions and attachments. There's no need to be afflicted or to be attached. Because everything is an illusion. If you tightly grasp on your attachments or afflictions, then your heart is closed. You cannot be open. Let the past pass. As long as we live happily and in sweetness, then everything is a beautiful and perfect arrangement. So what I'm saying is the same as what the Buddha says. Now, a question from Lianhua Jing'an. While editing True Buddha School online university teaching materials, I encountered some confusion about Tantric Dharma methods. Can Master please advise? Thank you. In True Buddha School sadhanas, the 5 great accomplishment dharmas refer to pacification, enrichment, magnetization, subjugation, and jewel or treasure, or pacification, enrichment, magnetization, summoning, and subjugation. It should be the latter one. Summoning or invocation instead of jewel or treasure. Based on my study of the sutras, the jewel division is actually one of the 5 divisions of tantric deities: the Buddha division, Vajra, jewel, lotus, and karma divisions. For example, in Grandmaster's personally transmitted sadhana of the 5 division tantra of the 1,000-armed, 1,000-eyed Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva, when explaining the implements held by the Bodhisattva's hands, it stated, Buddha division for pacification, Vajra division for subjugation, jewel division for enrichment, lotus division for magnetization, and karma division for summoning. Additionally, in the chapter of the 4 yogas in the Great Rainbow Light Accomplishment Volume 5, Grandmaster again mentions that the jewel division is one of the 4 yogas of Vajrayana: Buddha division, Vajra division, lotus division, and jewel division. It's mentioned that the jewel division is also called the karma division, that the karma division encompasses practices for pacification, enrichment, magnetization, summoning, and subjugation. These are the scope of the karma division. So according to this explanation, then the jewel division is the same as karma division, and the practices are the same too. So therefore, the 5 great accomplishment dharmas can be seen as an extension or derivation of the jewel division or karma division. But the jewel division itself is not one of the 5 great accomplishment dharmas. It instead belongs to the 4 yogas. Is this correct? Please resolve this foolish disciples' confusion so that I can continue the transmission of the Buddha's teachings. What he said should be right. That's right. So your understanding is fine. There is no confusion. Now let's discuss the Surangama Sutra. Ananda, suppose someone pinches their nose tightly. After holding it for a while, strain develops. Within the nose there arises a sensation of coolness. From this sensation, one distinguishes between free flow and blockage, emptiness and solidity, and thus even perceives various fragrances or foul odors. Both the nose and the strain are manifestations of body appearing as the state of strain. Because of the false dust of free flow and blockage, the faculty of smelling arises in between them. It absorbs this dust-like appearances, and this is called the faculty of smelling. Yet apart from free flow and blockage, the smelling has no real substance of its own. You should know that this smelling does not come from free flow or blockage, nor does it arise from the faculty of the nose, or is it born from emptiness. Why is this so? If it came from free flow, then blockage would disappear accordingly. How then could one know blockage? If it depended on blockage, then free flow would vanish. How could fragrances and odors be discerned? If it arose from the nose faculty, then there should be no experience of either free flow or blockage, meaning that the faculty of smelling has no inherent nature of its own. If it came from emptiness, then this smelling should turn around and smell the nose. And if emptiness itself could smell, what connection would that have with your sense faculty of smelling. Therefore, you should understand that the sense entry of the nose is ultimately false. It is neither produced by dependent arising nor self-arising.
极细其笔，这是什么意思？
So anybody can explain about pinching their nose tightly?
什么叫做极细其笔？
What does this mean?
是这样吗？
Is it like this?
还是把鼻子塞住？
Or you pinch your nose?
看不通。
You don't understand.
我看不通这几个字。
I don't understand these words.
起笔是什么意思？
What does it mean?
让鼻子非常的老，疲劳了，鼻子疲劳了。
And to make the nose tired.
然后就有这个
Then
冷跟热的感觉。冷跟热
cold
的感觉。
and heat and warmth would be felt.
在讲这些的时候啊。
I found that when Sakyamuni Buddha talk about this is very far away from today.
你感冒就鼻塞啊，他拼呀。
Now we know when we have stuffy nose, that means you have cold. So if your nose is stuffed, then you could not smell your foul or stinkiness in the toilet. But when your nose is free flow, then you can smell the stinky fish in the market. During COVID-19, they could not smell. They lost their sense of smell. So the nose is the sense of smelling for the nose. But that's illusory too. So the fragrance that you smell is not necessarily fragrance. And the odor, the foul odor that you smell is not necessarily foul odor. So the sense of smell is very illusory. It's the same as the sensation through the mouth or the tongue. That's next, coming next. Why, when you smell fragrance, it's not fragrance? Why this fragrance that you smell is not fragrance? And the stinkiness that you smell is not stinkiness? Anybody here does not like fish? Does not eat fish? Please raise your hand. Anybody here does not eat shrimp? Please raise your hand. Are shrimps tasty? Let me tell you, when you go to the fish market, you want to cover your nose, pinch your nose, because it's very fishy. But it's very strange. The fish that's very fishy or stinky, after being cooked, it becomes fragrant. So the stinky one becomes fragrant. Shrimps are wonderful.
你知道虾壳很难闻，
And you
你虾壳
know
给它放，
the shrimp
一下
shells,
子就变臭。
if you leave them out for a while, they would become stinky.
香的跟臭是互变的，一下子香，一下子变臭。
So, fragrance and foul, fragrant and foul are interchangeable really fast. 那么香从哪里来？ So where does the fragrance come from? Where does the stench come from?
它这里面写，
It's written here, it's not from the sky, it's not from the empty space.
这些现象，这种嗅觉跟活性一点关系都没有。
So Sakyamuni Buddha said that the sense of smell is totally unrelated to Buddha nature, to the wondrous luminous true mind.
香臭是无常，
So fragrance and stench or stinkiness are impermanent, ever changing.
你吃下去是香的，
What you eat is fragrant. You smell it, it's fragrant. After you eat
就
it,
是臭。
what you excrete is foul.
你臭的你敢吃吗？不敢。
So do you dare to
但是你
eat
吃下去的
anything
香，其实
stinky? No. But actually, what fragrant things that you eat actually is
是
also
吃臭的下去，
foul.
香的出来。
So if you eat something stinky, maybe the fragrant one would come out.
你看臭豆腐多好吃啊！
So look at the stinky tofu. That's very
你闻起来
delicious.
是臭的，
The smell is stinky,
但是那个臭的里面有香。
but amidst the stench, there is
我的
fragrance.
书上会写到，
It's written in the book, in my
是
book.
臭的东西呀、你
Actually,
东西呀、
Those foul
你把那个臭
things,
气把它除掉，
like the foul things that you excrete, and you extract and eliminate the foul odor,
这个面皮，
and then you wrap it with
然后
the
包起来，
a phyllo dough, a thin dough, and then
你
you've
不要
deep
讲里
fried
面是
it
什么东西，
and don't tell what's inside,
你们照样吃啊，
then you would eat it
非常好吃。
and you would find it very tasty.
我告诉你，健康人的大便是非常有
You know, the physics
它这个黄
of healthy person is very
金
nutritious.
条一样，
It's like a gold bar
它很健康。出来的
because
气
when
就是
they're very healthy, what they excrete is a gold bar.
你只要把味道拿掉，
And after you eliminate the odor,
再用面皮
the odor, and then wrap it in a thin dough, and then deep fried it,
那个营养非常好。
it's very
第
nutritious.
一个，你肠胃不好的，
So those with poor digestion, after taking
大
in
便
the poop of healthy person, then you would have good digestion. So whatever flavor you like, you can ask the person to eat it. The healthy person to eat it. Have you drunk your own pee? No. It's very precious. Very nutritious. All your nutrients are inside your pee, your urine. In Chinese medicine, it's called the returning water. Now, with advanced technology, you collect all the urine of the people and then distill it. Then becomes a urine soda. So, the sense of smell is illusory. The fragrance that you smell is not necessarily fragrant, and the foul odor that you smell is not necessarily foul. I would give this example. When you have stuffy nose, you cannot smell both fragrance or stench. When you get COVID-19, you would lose your sense of smell. When you go to the bathroom, you cannot smell anything. So the sense of smell is very illusory. Don't listen to the sound of my cough, because the hearing is also illusory. So Sakyamuni Buddha used this analogy or example that when one pinches their nose tightly, after holding it for a while, strains develop, and within the nose there arises a sensation of coldness or warmth. From this sensation, one distinguishes between free flow and blockage, emptiness and solidity, and thus even perceive various fragrances of foul odors. And both the nose and the strain are manifestations of bodhi. They all appear from Buddha nature due to the rising of a deluded thought. So this is called the nature of smelling. Sometimes it's blocked, sometimes it's not. Sometimes the nose is fine and sometimes it's stuffy. So the nose, the fragrance or the stench do not come from the nose, and also not from the empty space.
也没有什么东西。
There is nothing from the empty
鼻
space.
子通呢，
When the
马上
nose is
鼻子塞，
when it's free flow in the nose, then there's no blockage. When it's blocked, then there is no free flow.
他的意思是讲，这个就是
What he meant is that
鼻子本身是虚妄的，
the nose is illusory.
也会自也
It's not a dependent arising nor self-arising.
因缘的自然性。
Mm.
这一段的意思就是这样子讲。
So
现在他讲
the self-arising of the non-dependent rising. That's this piece. We have talked about the eyes, ears, nose, and next is he will talk about the tongue. I found that his examples are very strange. I don't know what these words mean actually. These words that's translated into Chinese as pinching the nose. The AI replied.
强行闭塞，忍住鼻息，或勉强控制呼吸。
So it means you pinch your nose for a long time to block your breathing for a long while, then your body would feel tired and it would feel cold. The coldness because the nose is blocked. So I cough. It's because of the nose. And there must be some relation because the nose is blocked. Because the nose is being blocked. That's explained by AI. Humans can't explain it, but AI can. Even AI is an illusion. Don't listen to AI because sometimes it's also very wrong. Really, one time AI says, "Who is Sung Yen Lu?" Oh, Sung Yen Lu. He's the city mayor of Taichung. She is the city mayor of Taichung. That's what AI said. And then people said, no, this is Sung Yen Lu from America, not Lu Xiuyan, Xiuyan Lu from Taichung. So I mistook that. So even AI can be wrong. AI too is illusory. So someone asked, who is Sung Yen Lu? And the AI replied that he became the city mayor of Taichung. I live in Taichung, but I'm not the Taichung city mayor. There's a difference in one word. My name is Lu Sung Yen, and her name is Lu Xiuyan. So the explanations by AI is not necessarily correct. It's illusory. It's illusory. If your nose is blocked, then you cannot smell anything. So it's not the nose that has blockages or open flowing. It is ever-changing. But the Buddha nature and wondrous luminous true mind is non-changing, is unchanged. It is non-arising and non-ceasing. It will not be blocked. Once you attain Buddha nature, you will not suddenly lose Buddha nature. It will not happen. It is non-arising and non-ceasing. he used the Buddha nature as analogy. Everything, the eyes, ears, nose, body, tongue, and mind are illusory.
人生感情的事情，
Like I just
全部
said,
都是虚妄。
so romantic love in a human's life are all illusory.
我们只是怎么样？按照禅宗讲，
Yeah, according to Zen Buddhism, we just live the moment.
当下觉得好，
When you find it great and sweet for the moment, then that's good enough.
当然它也会过去。
Of course, that too will pass.
就整个人生啊，整个人生。
So the whole human life is also illusory. It is not real.
不要去执着，
So don't be so attached.
不要去烦恼。
Don't be so afflicted. Don't be afflicted by it.
像我是这样，咳了2个礼拜，
Like I have been coughing for 2 weeks and just let it be.
总有一天我会健康吗？
One day I will recover.
也没关系。
And even if I continue coughing, it's fine. I'll just become the coughing king. That's a good thing too.
你可以请假，
Because when you cough, you can take a break.
你可以避免很多的困扰。
You can avoid a lot of troubles.
但是我咳嗽，我如果咳到法会，
But
我还是要咳。
if I continue coughing until the grand ceremony, then I will cough and I will still give Dharma teaching. It's okay. I don't mind.
管它咳不咳，
It doesn't matter whether I cough or not.
咳嗽是很讨厌的一件事情，真的。
Coughing is really undesirable.
突然间咳。
When you're giving Dharma teaching and all of a sudden you're coughing and coughing and coughing, and the whole body is shaking,
实在是不太好。
it's not that great. It's very bothersome. It may be infectious, but no, it's already the end of it.
因为传染的时间已经过去。
Because the infectious period has passed. So this is a dry cough and it will not be infectious. So Bien, there's no need for you to wear a mask. I will not infect you. Right? Coughing. If it is infectious, it would have been infected many people, but truly speaking, it will not be infectious. It is not infectious. I also cough when I give spiritual consultation. When you get inside the room, if it's infectious, then everyone would be infected. That would be bad. Anyone went to the consultation today? Many people. Don't worry, you won't be infected. Be rest assured. If you're infected, that's not by me. Therefore, coughing is also illusory. I never coughed before in the past. And now, only now I cough, but in the future I won't cough. So coughing too is just illusory and false. So don't keep it in mind. If you want to cough, just cough.
这是讲鼻子。
This is talking about the nose.
没错。
I have stuffy nose.
咳嗽那段时间鼻塞。
When I was coughing, I had stuffy nose, and now it's open.
鼻塞也有好处。
There is a benefit of having stuffy nose.
闻不到。
What benefit? Then you don't smell any foul odors. So fragrance and stinkiness are the same. That's a very high spiritual realm. You cultivate until you reach such a high realm. So all the same, all illusory. Sakyamuni Buddha says, Buddha nature, wondrous luminous true mind, manifests everything, manifests all phenomena. All phenomena are illusory. I have written over 300 books. Actually, it's also talking about this. Reminiscing of past love stories. What time is it now? Ooh. Oh my gosh. It's late. I was going to talk about the female teacher that graduated from the teachers college, who I admired greatly. She's very slim, nice figure. In elementary school, to go after her, she lived in Pingtung. So she was like to study to become a teacher in our elementary school. And before the teacher was about to beat us, she appeared, and then she stopped the beating, and she taught really well, and I love her more and more. And oh no, and my love blossomed. So I rode my bicycle from Kaohsiung to Pingtung. From Kaohsiung to Pingtung to Aozhen to Jiuqitang to all these different places, and then to Pingtung. I rode the bike for the whole day. That was a New Year's Eve. When I got there, it was a New Year's Eve dinner, and they had round the table. I knocked at the door. She lived at the Sengli Li, close to the Dongshan Si in Pingtung. And I knocked on her door, and she was shocked. How come you're here? And I said, for love. So she invited me to celebrate the New Year's Eve together, had the banquet at the dinner there, and slept one night there. And then I went back on a train, and the bicycle was sent back on the train. That was also a period of love, that I fell in love with my own teacher. So my love story is very colorful. It's very amusing and interesting, but they were all in the past. My teacher was older than me. If she's still alive, she would be 90. Her last name is Zhang. Her name is Zhang Yugui. And many more. Very, very, very dazzling, rich and colorful. You have to read this book. And look at the Dharma bodies that I have cultivated. Oh no, the problem is that my Dharma bodies are also full of feelings. The Dharma bodies that I generated are the same as I am, very sentimental and full of feelings, emotions and affections. Although everything is illusory, but having the feeling of love is also a kind of sweetness of Mani Padme Hum.